Good afternoon. My name is Ethan, and my topic was the Consumer Price Index, more specifically, how the Consumer Price Index relates to the construction industry. So, today we're going to be going over exactly that, I guess, and I'm going to give some examples. So, I labeled the Consumer Price Index as CPI, really just for ease of understanding and reading, because it was a lot easier than typing out Consumer Price Index a million times. Basically, it tracks the price, the way price changes over time for things such as like groceries, rent, and gas. Those are just some basic ones, but it's published monthly by the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and it's used to help track the rising prices over time. So, why is CPI important in construction? Because the cost of material and wages also increases with inflation. Wages increase tremendously with inflation, and materials. It just depends on supply chains and tariffs, and if there's a natural disaster or anything like that happening. So, but the CPI is important because it also helps estimate project budgets and just whole on estimates whenever you're trying to bid a job. It's used in contracts for things such as like labor wages and things like that, and it's also used in cost planning. So materials and CPI, so prices for materials such as lumber, steel, and concrete all go up with inflation, but they also go up for many different things that are not covered by the Consumer Price Index. But CPI reflects the trends of inflation and estimates how the prices of lumber, steel, and concrete will go up, and then global demand also causes sudden spikes. So if everybody wants to build with lumber or everybody wants to build with steel, the price is going to continue to go up. So an example would be concrete prices. Whenever concrete is at high demand, the prices will rise due to shortages in cement or shortages in aggregate or sand or anything like that. The CPI will show trends, but you can also use PPI as well. I forgot to write what that means, but yeah, concrete's everywhere. So, and even the rise in the price of fuel can also cause an increase in the price of concrete because the fuel it takes to get it to the site and the fuel it takes to mix it. There's so many different things that can go into the price of the concrete, and the CPI will show the trends for all of it. So labor and CPI, wages rise with inflation, like I previously said, and workers need more to match the cost of living. I said that earlier. I don't know why. I should have said it now, but labor shortages also increase pressure. Less laborers to do the job, the more you're going to have to pay the people that are already there doing it. So if you have skilled laborers that are union or anything like that, it's also going to cause an increase in price and not near as many workers needed. How contractors use CPI. So contractors can use CPI to forecast a budget. So let's say you had to use some lumber or something for something unexpected. Further on the line, you can kind of just estimate using the CPI how much it's going to actually cost you to build that small item with lumber or anything like that. Escalation clauses in contracts and inflation risk planning. So you can plan for, plan for inflation actually going to happen because you know it's going to happen. You can budget and build a schedule based upon it. So CPI and construction financing. So higher inflation is going to lead to higher interest rates. So the loans get more expensive. Let's say you have a $10 million job and you've got a 1% higher interest rate than you would have before the inflation. Now you're paying tens of thousands more dollars for your construction process. So the inflation isn't just materials and then labor, but it's also the loans. So it's higher interest means it's going to cost more money to build. I can't go to the next page. Okay. So using CPI, it is mostly used for urban areas. So regional differences are going to also change things. So Not all inflation is the same. So Los Angeles and Tulsa are also very different, and CPI can help you plan better for either of those environments because using CPI they have specific uh, like percentages and things that you can multiply your factors by based on where you're located. So the rise of inflation in Tulsa versus the rise of inflation in LA. Obviously, things like fuel. I mean, just really everything in LA is gonna be more expensive than Tulsa. Maybe. I mean, yeah, everything's gonna be more expensive, but basically, CPI is more than just an economic statistic. For construction, it's a guide to better planning and budgeting. So I hope you learned something here. Yeah.